So we start with the first presentation. So final section is dedicated to a very vital aspect of whatever changes that have happened in the space, like organization and guidelines that have been carried out in social labs, including Ministry of Rural Development and GIZ, and also NIC. So basically, we made a digital workflow for this application as a portal. So now AI invite you to the family program officer MG Rekha, Ministry of Rural Development, to share his insight on phase 2 guidelines.
Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Kiran Pade, looking after works in Ministry of Rural Development. नींद आ रही होगी ना? This session might be a little bit hectic for everybody. The post-lunch session. Everybody needs a little bit nap after lunch. क्या है? Next. The changes, there are no such major changes we have made in the guideline of Amrit Sarovar. So, in the phase 1, we had some targets. And the phase 2, there is no target, no fixed target is there. So, the potential sites may be taken up as per the revised guideline. And whatever the feasible ongoing works taken up under Mission Amrit Sarovar may be completed in phase 2. There will be a 5 meter of radius between two Amrit Sarovars. So you cannot take one Amrit Sarovar if another Amrit Sarovar is within the perimeter of 5 meters. Sorry, 500 meters. So everybody means Amrit Sarovar guidelines since 2022. We have been taking up these Amrit Sarovars. So beautification may be taken up under any other agencies in the Amrit Sarovars. So first of all, what I mean to say, how many of you have seen Amrit Sarovar physically? A completed Amrit Sarovar physically. How many of you have seen physically? Please raise your hand, please. Only few. Only few of you have seen Amrit Sarovar, completed Amrit Sarovar. I have seen so many in Uttar Pradesh, in Telangana, in Chhattisgarh also. So there are very nice, very beautiful Amrit Sarovars are there in Uttar Pradesh. They are maintained very well. And also managed by the top level at the district level by the DM himself. Used to look after the Amrit Sarovars. तो उसमें क्या है कि आपका जो अमृत सरोवर बनता है उसमें ब्यूटिफिकेशन भी करते हैं और आपका जो नियर बाई विलेजेस है उसमें अपना जो छोटे छोटे सेलिब्रेशन है वो भी लेते हैं, जो हमने भी देखा है बहुत सेलिब्रेशन वहाँ भी होते हैं. तो उस तरह का डेवलपमेंट आप ले सकते हैं. और 15 अगस्त और 26 जैन का जो हमारे गाइडलाइन में है वो तो आप कर ही रहे होंगे उसको. इसके साथ साथ कन्वर्जेंस विथ SRLM वो भी एक वाइटल पॉइंट है. जो यूजर्स ग्रुप है और या जो SAGs है NRLM और SRLM के थ्रू उसको कन्वर्जेंस भी करना है. और सिल्ट जो whatever the silt excavated from the soil excavated from the Amrit Sarovar, after preparing and stabilizing the embankment, the rest of the soil may be uh, may be distributed to the small and marginal farmers, as the top layer of the soil is very very healthy for cropping. Next, please. So earlier this was the flow for completion of Amrit Sarovar: identification, then commencement, then completion, then inspection, and now we have made the inspection prior to the completion. Means we have to first make the inspection, whatever may be the lacunas there in the reservoir, you rectify that. Then again we will go for verification or inspection. Then we will go for completion. There are four types of works, four kinds of works under NREGA. So which you can take up: the fishery pond, construction of fishery pond, construction of water harvesting pond, renovation of fishery pond, and renovation of community ponds. So now, this time we have made some provision for the hilly areas and the coastal areas as well. So at least 0.25 acres of pondage area should be taken up in the minimum 0.25 acres of pondage area should be taken up in the hilly and coastal regions. And the maximum capacity of an Amrit Sarovar should be 10 acres in all states and UTs. मतलब 10 एकड़ का ही पॉन्ड ले सकते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा, उससे बड़ा पॉन्ड नहीं लेना है. उसके हिसाब से डायमेंशंस भी प्रोवाइडेड द डायमेंशंस लाइक दैट इन द पोर्टल ऑल्सो. सो ये डिटेल्स है. 10 एकड़ का एक पॉन्ड होगा तो if you think of with a kind of square, means cuboid, so that will be 200 into 200 into 2.5. Ultimately it will come 1 lakh cubic meter of pondage area. So for maximum 10 acres of an Amrit Sarovar. So these are the states which come under hilly status and under coastal status. So any other states where we do have some of the coastal areas, but the coastal area does not dominate the normal general topography. That's why we have made the provision for these states only. Yes, these are the three photographs mandatory as we are taking in NREGA normal in normal geotagging. Next. These are the major things, technical things which we have to consider during the execution of Amrit Sarovars. The main is the pondage area and how you should make the excavation and how the soil will be excavated and deposited in the embankment. And same with the catchment area, catchment treatment. Most of the states are not going for these kind of works, catchment treatment works. That this is one of the major part. We should go for catchment treatment. Otherwise, the Amrit Sarovar will be silted within 2 to 3 years. So provision should be made for catchment treatment. And berm, I have seen so many photographs shown by our dignitaries during our conversation here. So wherever we provide berm to the Amrit Sarovar, the pondage area, we can identify the pondage area easily. And also, it will not desilt from its own bund. Means, आप अगर पॉन्डेज एरिया को पूरा बंड को सटा कर ले लेंगे तो जब बारिश होगी पानी गिरेगी तो पानी बंड के ऊपर गिरी वो मिट्टी फिर से आपके जो पॉन्डेज एरिया में चली जाएगी. सो बर्म इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ अमृत सरोवर. सिमिलरली बंड ट्रीटमेंट भी करना है. बंड ट्रीटमेंट, हाउ टू डू द बंड ट्रीटमेंट? कोई बता सकते हैं बर्न ट्रीटमेंट कैसे करेंगे? Yes. Then next. Yes, exactly. Grass top with the minimum cost, we can do the burn stabilization with grass trapping. The minimum it takes minimum cost for the burn stabilization. Or the other things are also there. You can put up some stone pitching works also. Or in Kerala, we are doing with choir kind of things, some kind of rope and net kind of thing they are providing. So, but burn stabilization is a must. Yes, yes, yes. What are the outcome parameters to be measured? These are the outcome parameters: water holding capacity, enhancing the irrigation potential, groundwater recharge, enhancing in income of the farmers, enhancing the plantation and green coverage around in and around the Amrit Sarovar, and obviously carbon sequestration over the time. Yes, this is the livelihood activities under Amrit Sarovars. So the formation and clear mapping of user group for each server is required for its long-term success. Abhi normally what we used to do, we provide some of the name of the farmers and provide in the portal. So the user group should be actual users who are using the Amrit Sarovar, means just in the mm, nearby the Amrit Sarovar, they should be having some of the lands. Those beneficiaries should come under users group. Next. Day in RLM and SRLM are the central to ensure the success of income generation activity undertaken by users group, as these group are largely comprised of SAG members. SAG members, what can we link with the SAG members to the Amrit servers? The first one is pisciculture, fisheries. We can go for fisheries. Please. Somebody was saying something. Any other activities we can go for SAGs? हाँ, बड़ा होगा तो ठीक है, छोटा होगा धमकाना भी हो सकता है। और कुछ बोलते बताइए। So boating is also one of the activities. Say, duckery, any other? The vital things you are missing, sir. One major thing we are missing. After 2-3 years, 3 to 5 years, it will be productive. Irrigation facilities there only. Yes, plantation of some good fruit species. Means whatever the fruit species are not available in the nearby vicinity, we can take up the fruit species there. As water is available there and SAGs are also from the nearby village, so we can go for those kind of plantations also. Yes, please. So, may I request Ankit Bhatt to take up the technical part of Amrit Sarovar, the mobile applications. Please. Thank you.
As you may all or most of you have already contacted me, and this is the first time maybe I am seeing some of the faces. And I would like to just formally introduce myself. I'm Ankit Bhatt, and I look after Amrit Sarovar along with my teammates Nidhi Sarawat and Ranju Tulsipurti. And the works team is completely within the department as well, who is there to help us at every moment. Most of the things regarding the application and Play Store, the portal have already been discussed by the BIZAC team. But I will take up the challenges that we have received from the states as well as the observations that we have had throughout the journey. So the applications are already available, both the inspection app, which is there was some changes, so it will be made available on the Play Store once again. But the mobile application for Mission Amrit Sarovar is already being used by most of you people, and through the district administration, they have already marked a lot of Sarovars, and the PLOs are also filing in the data. The data we will be using. So just go through with the portal once again. So here you can click to change the phase. This only works for the outside screen. So this is public portal. If you want to see any data regarding phase 1, it should show phase 1 on the left hand side. If you want to see any data regarding the phase 2, you will click on that and it will change to phase 2. So all the reports, all the downloads. So I had queries from a lot of states that they did not have the guidelines for the revised guidelines for the states. They were available. Once you click on phase 2 under the download section, those guidelines and any other advisory that is released from the ministry will be made available on these sections once you click on the phase 2 section. After login, see, so you click on phase 2 and it changes. Also, I'd like to mention that the observatory, the water observatory developed by IIT Delhi is also incorporated within the portal itself. So you can go to the water observatory and see for any data that is for your state or any other state. It is made available for the public to see what is the pondage area, the study that they have done. It has been made public for everyone to see. So you can, like you know that we have shared advisory regarding flag sites of Amrit Sarovar. That has been done by using the satellite imagery and the pondage area. So a lot of sites where maybe the bund was destructed or the location was incorrect, the pondage area was not being seen in the last 3 years. So those sites have been flagged, marked flagged, and sent to the states to verify by going to the sites and taking geotag photographs. And if you have any reasons for the same, maybe the soil is has high percolability, so you can the water gets infiltrated quickly, and the retention of the pond is less. So these reasons you can share through the reports. So there you have the login option. Once you log in, you get to the portal, as very rightly mentioned by the BIZAC team, and they have already discussed a lot about the portal. I'll just take on the points which are more hard hitting and which have been the critical queries from the states usually. So I'll just push this. They have already explained. This moving of phase 1 to phase 2 is also a very critical thing that some states were having issues with. So they have already explained, but I'll just go through it quickly. So you can see the ongoing Sarovars that is being listed here. Those ongoing Sarovars are from phase 1, which can be moved to phase 2 using this button here. So once you click on that button, it opens up another window where you have to fill the basic information about the pond. If there are any changes, you can make the changes. And once that is completed, you can submit. It will show in the phase 2 after this. So you have to see the feasibility of the ongoing sites that were there in under phase 1. And if they are no more feasible, then it is not necessary to take them up under phase 2, but it is up to your jurisdiction. Like if you feel that it is feasible, then you can take up those Sarovars also in phase 2 and complete them under phase 2. This is the form that opens up. You can change the information or you can keep it as it is. Then this is one of the critical points that we have observed, and where the major challenges are sort of happening. So this is marking of Amrit Sarovar. So initially we have noticed that the form that we fill while marking the Amrit Sarovars, the district level officers, they write the area as one value, but the actual pondage area that is marked is another value. So that creates a lot of confusion as to what is the actual area of the pondage or the pondage area of the Sarovar marked. So we have to make sure that we mark the boundary correctly. And for that, we have added this feature and most of the states, I think they have noticed it also in the latest version, that you see the area as you keep on marking the Sarovar. Previously, the area was not being shown. Now the area of the pond or the polygon that you have created is shown on the window. So you have the exact area that you are marking. So if you are marking an area of, let's say, new Sarovar, which is not a renovation, so you do not have the idea of the boundary, but you know that that area has to be 1 acre or it has to be 1.5 acres, you can mark it accordingly. This was the critical question that a lot of states have, that the 500-meter relaxation needs to be provided, since a lot of hilly and coastal areas do not have enough space within a gram panchayat where new sarovars can be made, comparing the distance with the old completed sarovars, as well as Manrega ponds were included in this check. So for those ponds, we have created a relaxation measure, and we have given the SOPs for the same to the states. The application is almost completed with the final version. It is just under testing, and it will be the new functionality will be released very soon. I'm just going to share the basic parameters that we are taking care of. So the minimum required distance from Manrega works of the proposed pond that you are proposing as Amrit Sarovar for hilly and coastal areas will be 100 meters. For other, it will be 250 meters. But this criteria will only be used if it follows the next two criteria. So the next criteria is if the Manrega works, the area of those works is less than the minimum pondage area of the Amrit Sarovar. So in case of hilly areas, it is 0.25. If that minimum area is your Manrega work area is less than 0.25, then you will get relaxation of 100 meters. So your Manrega pond, if it has an area of less than 0.5, let's say 0.1 acres, and it lies ahead of 100 meters, so it has a minimum distance of 100 meters from your proposed pond, then that relaxation will be made available to you. If that is not the case, which means that your Manrega work pond area is greater than the minimum pondage area of your respective status of the states. Let's say it is hilly coastal, so it is more than 0.25. So let's say in hilly areas, your Manrega pond area is 0.3 or 0.4. In that case, the minimum distance you will get is 250 meters, which is 500 as of now. So it will get reduced to half. Why we did this is because if the area is already as of the Manrega pond is already as big as an Amrit Sarovar, you do not need an Amrit Sarovar in that jurisdiction area, which is like 500 meters. So for Manrega ponds, that has been decreased to 250 meters. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So we have considered this point as well, and we are in terms of selecting the number of years that we should go for. Since under Manrega, the maintenance is done after 5 years, minimum 5 years. So most probably we'll take that, but it is an administrative call. So once that decision is finalized, we will share the SOPs with you. Any other doubts regarding the criteria? If anyone has any doubts. So first point, first will hold true if, like, for example, minimum pondage area and your Manrega pond area, that is existing Manrega pond area, is less than the area of your minimum pondage area. So minimum pondage area for hilly and coastal is different. No. It only holds good if the area is, so let's say 0.25 is minimum for, or let's take a simple example. For other states, 1 acre area is the minimum area, right? So if your Mandega pond is already greater than 1 acre, then you do not need any relaxation. It is almost as equivalent to Amrit Sarovar. That is why there is no relaxation. That is 500 meters. But if the area of Mandega pond is less than 1 acre, then you have a relaxation of 250 meters. So we give you a relaxation based on the area of the existing Mandega pond. And you ask me how you will get that area. So we have incorporated that in the application itself. So once you mark a Sarovar, proposed Sarovar, Amrit Sarovar, you will get the list of Mandega ponds that are there in the 500-meter radius. Then you will click on that list and you can mark that area of the Mandega pond. It will automatically calculate the area and the distance from your proposed Amrit Sarovar. If the distance and other criteria are within these parameters, you will get the relaxation. If it is not, you will get the let's say status as no relaxation required or no relaxation given. I hope that is clear. Secondly, we have noticed that while marking the Amrit Sarovar, there are some challenges. So, how you should correctly mark the Amrit Sarovar? So, let's say we have only 2 points. Once you start marking the third point, the last point will automatically get connected to the first point in order to complete the polygon. So, if you mark anywhere other than here, so let's say I mark it here, it crisscrosses my previous line. If my endpoint goes between the two and after, let's say here, so this will disturb the polygon that we have created. So it will either not include the actual area or give you a false area. So I will show you the incorrectly marked Amrit Sarovar as well. Let's say this case. So Amrit Sarovar area is more, but you are reducing it to almost half. Because we started from here, we went there, we crisscrossed to the third point, and then we mark the end point here. The end point will always join to the start point. So in order to not have this incorrect measurements, we will always follow the perimeter of the pond in either one direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise. That way, once if we start from here, we start marking along the perimeter. Even if you end it here, it will join to the start point only. So there will be no overlapping of the area or miscalculation of the area. So in first phase, we have noticed a lot of ponds that were marked like this, and which has created a lot of issues for most of the states. Some states had marked pondage area where the area included multiple districts. And that way, since 500-meter check was implied, they were not able to mark in those multiple districts any of the Sarovars. So in order to correct that, you already have an option to edit the Sarovar boundaries. So you can correct those at your end on the state level user logins. Then these are the generic forms. Once you are marking the Sarovar, these are all the forms they have, the BISAC team has already very well explained. Then after marking the Sarovar and once you submit, this goes to Narega Soft portal. So Narega Soft, you get a time limit of 4 hours every time they refresh. So after 4 hours, you can check on the Narega Soft portal, your Sarovar ID will be reflected. If it is not reflecting, we have circulated a format for each and every Sarovar ID, which is under Manrega scheme only. Only those IDs will be pushed to Narega Soft portal for work code generation. And those IDs will be linked with the Sarovar IDs. So once you submit this, it moves to Narega Soft portal where you can generate work code based on 2 selections. So first you have to select that this is yes, this is Amrit Sarovar. Then after selecting that, the Amrit Sarovar ID should reflect under your correct Gram Panchayat. And the ID that you are marking for, you can just select that ID, generate the work code, and that work code will be linked with the Amrit Sarovar ID. Again, to view that on the Amrit Sarovar portal, there's a 24-hour refresh rate. So once Narega Soft link has been created and work code has been generated, after 24 hours, it should reflect in the Amrit Sarovar portal. If it has been delayed, kindly share your queries for all those Sarovar IDs. And we have also received work codes and Sarovar IDs from many states where the work was either generated by selecting no, or the work was generated before the application was released, or for any other reason, the work codes have been generated but not linked with Sarovar IDs. Those will be also mapped, and we will give an option very soon. This is at the PLO level. There are multiple forms that the PLO has to fill. So I received a query from a state. They said that in the basic information report, less number of servers are being reflected, whereas we have marked more servers, and on the comprehensive report there are a lot of servers. So let's say on the comprehensive report they see 1,000, but on the basic information report they only see 100. That is because the PLO has to fill this basic information form, which includes who has laid the foundation stone, who was responsible for flag hosting, all those details. So if you fill those details, then only it will get reflected in the basic information report. Other than that, there is physical activity wise progress report. This is one important report, because if you do not fill this report, the status of the 5 stages of work will not get updated, and then it will not be pushed to the inspection app for inspection. So once you start filling those status, so there are 5 stages: excavation, bunding, embankment, grass turfing. All those 5 stages have to be 100% complete in order for them to be seen on the inspection app, and then only they will be reflected as ready for inspection on the at a glance report as well. So once you do that, or the PLO fills that information, all the 5 stages are completed 100%, then it will automatically come to the inspection app for inspection. Then the district level officer can go and inspect that. Like Padi sir already mentioned, there are 9 9 total parameters on which you can either classify it as major defect or minor defect. And if it has any defect, the inspection officer can mark it as one of the defects, which we will show. So this is the basic information form that they have to fill. Then physical progress wise activity report. So here there are 5 different stages. So excavation, bunding, then drainage channel, plantation, and then grass turfing. These stages have to be 100% complete in order for that Sarovar ID to be reflected as ready for inspection. In the inspection app, there are 25 in all total, there are 25 parameters, but 9 are the parameters based on which a defect can be reflected. If during inspection, someone marks one of those parameters as defect, it will either be categorized as major or minor defect and then sent to the PLO, respective PLO. It will reflect on the PLO's login. If it will say that it has come from the, just a second, I'll show. Here, alert from inspection app. On the PLO login, it will come as alert from inspection app. You go there, you will see which servers have major defect or minor defect. Once you log in, you click here, and then you will see the details, which minor defects are there, which major defects are there. And you can accordingly correct that. After you correct that, you will again submit this for inspection. The inspection officer will again come and mark it as complete if the defects have been rectified. Outcome measurement. This is one topic that was very less discussed amongst, I think, with me and the state nodal officers or other POCs that I'm in contact with. But this is one of the most important parameters. And in order to have the success stories that we develop, we need to know what is the major outcome of creating these Amrit Sarovars and if they are sustainable or not. Like Padi sir already mentioned that we have to incorporate in convergence with the SRLM and NRLM, and in order to have more and more livelihood activities, we have to own the Sarovar. We have to tell the panchayats that they own it, the SHGs own it. Once they own it and they treat it as their own, they develop more and more livelihood options there, and once they are earning from it as well, they will take responsibility and care of it. So that way we can make sure that the Sarovars are not just created, but are sustained over a long duration of time. And they also help the community in betterment and their improving their livelihood. So there are 6 different parameters. Increase in water holding capacity. So these parameters are, some are measured before, some during, some after. So for example, for carbon sequestration, we are measuring the girth and height of the plants that we have planted. So that only starts after 2 years, or the minimum height of the plant should be more than 1.3 meters. All of this is already there in the guideline in the revised version. So you can see in details for each and every one, each and every outcome measurement points. And these forms are to be filled by the PLO. So kindly make sure the PLOs are filling the information as required by, for each and every Sarovar that they are responsible for. Just like that, groundwater recharge. So they will include a water well, observation well, which is nearby the Sarovar and should be within 1,000 meters. So you have to see, if it is not available, then you can skip this step. If it is available, and if there are more than 3, then 3 are more than enough. So 1, 2, or 3, any number of water wells you can measure, and then you have to measure it before and after monsoon. So this activity will happen every year, and this should happen for phase 1 as well. So we will incorporate and check if that option is available for phase 1, because we have to measure the outcomes of the completed Sarovar as well as the upcoming Sarovars that we are going to create. Same cases for enhancement in income. So the livelihood activities that are ongoing on any of the Sarovars, such as mentioned by many of the states, like makhana cultivation. Water chestnut is a good example from Assam. They have cultivated water chestnut after the first Amrit Sarovar phase. Then there are from Rajasthan, there is a pond where boating is quite frequent, and they do boating as a livelihood activity. And many other areas, there are multiple. So just like we use in Mandrega, we use the localized materials available. Same way, in every panchayat or every localized conditions, there are different activities that can happen. So we have also instructed many of the officers to sort of adopt a Sarovar. The meaning of adopting a Sarovar was not to take care of the Sarovar, but to make it more engaging for the community, for the SHGs that are included there, and try to incorporate more and more livelihood activities there, so that they can be modeled as role model Sarovars for all others to follow. Same way, just like I mentioned, enhancement of plantation and green coverage. So this is measured after 2 years and then every consecutive year, which is mostly measuring the girth and the height of the plant and their survival rate as well. Same case, and the details you have to, for the plantation, you have to measure for 10 years at least. Then this is the latest addition that briefly was mentioned by the BIZAC team. It is almost completed and will be released soon on the portal. So it is a grievance redressal mechanism. So we have seen that a lot of queries come from the districts and the states to the ministry, and then we have to coordinate with the BIZAC team in order to resolve those queries which are directly involved in some kind of a technical query in technical form, which is either for the portal or for the application. These will help you send the queries directly to BIZAC. We will have a platform to monitor how many queries have been resolved, and we will have the platform to communicate our queries effectively, and they should be resolved very quickly as well, since there is less communication gap and you can directly communicate with the BIZAC team through the grievance redressal mechanism. So that is from our side. And if there are any more questions, we are happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Amrit. Thank you, Parisa, for this insightful session. We will reserve the question and answer for next session, the next practice session. We one of the questions and answers in that. So, yes, so now we have another session on bird identification for Nikka. And for this, I would like to invite Mr.
जी बोले सर सॉरी सबको जगा देना, सभी पानी पी लीजिए। But I have seen many. Well, in Hyderabad last, and in Delhi one in Ambedkar Center. So now about 50% we know Yuktadhara. Actually, he has mentioned Yuktadhara. When we were in NIIT in Delhi, when directors have asked, we are helping to know the people about the Yuktadhara. Like till the morning, we reach IIT, then Vizag, reach to Delhi, multiple kind of soil. Now we have to work with Yuktadhara. We have to be deal with Yuktadhara. How we can going to identify the work in Yuktadhara. So that's why between 15 days, we try to help your life a little bit easy. So we will take 5 minutes in Yuktadhara, then you can get related what kind of tool we are saying. Right now, we are going to be showing Excel base. In couple of weeks, it will be linked with Yuktadhara automatically. So now we are taking one GP to show you the background, then you can get related with that Excel base, then we're going to be in a web base. Manandi is going to take you one GP where we try to show you what kind of thematic layer we have in. So this is the village where you have taken with state. This is Mysore, Karnataka. Okay. In Yuktadhara, we have multiple kind of thematic layer and information. First, we will demo this, and then we will go how to going to select the work. Because in Yuktadhara, first you are going to land familiarization, multiple thematic layers. Each thematic layer, how it's going to help us to selecting the work. Manager try to show by my side like in the morning when IIT colleague were sharing slope. First, we can show the slope, how what kind of slope we are getting available in Yuktadhara. This is Mysore. This is Mysore, Karnataka. Become very happy. So I'm just showing you the elevation model first, and then I'll go to slope. So this will be devoting. And this is the elevation model. Am I audible? Yeah. So this is the elevation model which says like this is all green, which we all it is. Not having an idea. By seeing this color. So let us go. Let's see how this slope categorizations are. Then we will generate contour and see what is the maximum and minimum. So this is the slope. Now what does it say? So you can just click on this. If it is too small, I will zoom it a bit. So from 0 to 1%, 1 to 3%, gently sloping are also there with 8%, moderately sloping are also here, that is yellow. And there are no other further. Just keep remembering the slope. Like say from 8 to 0 to 8-10% type of slope is here. Then we are going to use that tool. How are you going to, what kind of work you can have to be taken in that? Because when we are presenting to director saying, okay, Krishnan, you are suggesting me that kind of work. How that people will get remember what kind of slope we have. Just remember what kind of slope we have. Then when we look at what kind of type of work we can take it here. So as Krishnan said, we have to then we need to see the slope. We have to slope like how maximum slope is off and not minimum slope is off. So now let us generate that contour. I am keeping this on this slide. I am keeping it on that is the slope and I am just bringing on the bottom right corner is a plus sign. This is a plus sign and there is a contour. The contour is your design. So I just putting this contour as how much I have to put? Anyone? You can see now what I say. Yes. 10 meters. क्योंकि पहले युक्तधारा में सब नहीं था भवन में कंटूर भी यहीं पे जनरेट हो जाएंगे आपके, स्लोप भी यहीं पे भी लेजेंड मिल रहा है, पहले नहीं मिल रहा था, आपको मल्टीपल प्लेट पर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है।
So this will take few seconds and a few minutes. Now, this depends on your capacity. Okay. So this will generate a two line, and then we will analyze the slope. Like okay, these colors are good or bad, or okay, exactly it is the same or not. That we will see.
ठीक है, तो पूरा ये नेट का यहाँ पे थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं जनरेट हो जाता है, इसलिए कि टाइमिंग लगे आपको 2 समझ आ रहा है, इसको थोड़ा बीच में रोक लेते हैं।
So whenever this area is come to this particular point, so
हाँ थोड़ा बता दो
now we will understand how this Magma GP is somewhere in Mysore. Mysore is block and Mysore is the spirit. And till the time it runs, I put this as close to the pattern of the background. And I'll go to the thematic data. This I'm clear. And I'm just clicking on the gradient because they understand this is gradient. Now, gradient here will come on top of this. Okay. So now see the slope and the gradient. Now this gradient has gone down. You have to click off and click it down. You come on the top. You see wherever the gradient is there, the dark green is there. Let us see the result of that slope. What is that dark green? It is of 0 to 1% like this. On the
और ज्यादा पे येलो और वहीं से आपकी फसल सेक्टर निकल रही है, क्योंकि अभी लंच के टाइम जरूरी नहीं कि हमारी फर्स्ट ऑर्डर अगर हम हिमालय में है तो फर्स्ट ऑर्डर 15% पे निकलेगी, मेरे से तो कम पे भी दिखाई देगी, तो जहां आपका येलो वहीं से फर्स्ट ऑर्डर आपकी निकल रही है, तो वेयर इज द फर्स्ट ऑर्डर विल बी हैव हाई वाइब्रेशन मार्जिन।
understand that gradient line treatment. Suppose we are doing a gradient line treatment. This is the what that yellow and green color show to us. Even more color will come to in many other GPs which are having high mixes around it. So that you will come. Now let's come to gradient. Now I'll keep this gradient prominent. I'll just switch off this. So come down to my particular GP and look for the very first map available in your thematic data set is erosion. So whether erosion is happening or not. Now you are looking at your drainage data sets too, and drainage has gone somewhere in between. So I just click off the drainage and again click it on to come on top of it. So layer switching is like that. Now
अब इसमें आपको जहां जैसे ड्रेन दिखने पे आप कुछ दो, क्योंकि हमारी फर्स्ट ड्रेन कौन सी है, इरोजन कहां है, किस स्लोप में था। अब हमेशा की जो इंजीनियर है काम है कि हमें फर्स्ट में कौन से काम लेने हैं, इरोजन में कौन से काम लेने हैं, किस स्लोप में कौन से काम लेने हैं, इसी लाइफ को आसान करने के लिए अभी इसमें है कि ये हमें पता है कि मेरे हिस्ट्री में इतना इलाका अराउंड 50% इलाका इरोजन में है, बहुत सारी फर्स्ट ऑर्डर के सेकंड ऑर्डर है और इसी मेरा स्लोप में है। तो थीमेटिक लेयर मुझे ये इंफॉर्मेशन दे दे रही है, गिविंग इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग ज्योग्राफी, and then we have to go to select the work in that.
So here I just switch on this layer, then again erosion. So to understand erosion, what I have done, I have seen the gradient orders. In which gradient orders the erosion is happening. If you just see all the first orders, the erosion is happening. Looking into the ice flow and all the grades that are there in the 0 to 1% category, and every first order grade shows some kind of erosion features those attributes, right? So this erosion
आनंद जी नेक्स्ट पे ले लेते क्योंकि टाइम इनके पास कम है ना, फिर एक्सेल पे ज्यादा टाइम लेंगे.
So this is now let us come to the second thematic layer is geomorphology. Geomorphology has its own layer. You can understand this geomorphology a bit. This may look small in your computer. This is just too long. You can go to thematic analysis and have this.
इस थीमेट का बहुत ज्यादा कुछ आपके काम समझने में इतना नहीं आता है, लेकिन आप कई बार जब प्लांटेशन का एक्टिविटी लेंगे देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हिच काइंड ऑफ सोइल आई हैव. तो उसके लिए आपका जो वैकेशन के टाइम पे आप इसको ज्यादा काम आएगा ना कि प्लानिंग के टाइम पे. तो दैट्स व्हाई बट वी हैड दिस फीचर्स आल्सो. या मेरा नेक्स्ट
Both plantation as well as the HR activity, we have to see that.
देन को लीजिए ना
Let us go to groundwater prospect.
प्रोस्पेक्ट में.
Now this groundwater prospect map also.
अगर इसमें आपको कुछ सिमिलरिटी लग रही है, जहां जहां आपकी ड्रेन थी वैसे आपको ग्राउंड वाटर कलर दिख रहा है. जहां जहां कुदरत ने वहां पे ड्रेन बनाई वहीं पे मेरा पानी ग्राउंड में पानी दिख रहा है. तो इट मींस wherever we have drainage, if I do the work in drainage line treatment, then is a higher chance for groundwater recharge and soil moisture enhancement. So that's why the thematic layer giving me the features where I have to be work and which work we have to do. Then we are coming on that.
So
Take it. But first we'll go to the element.
we will finish the geology part first. So this is linear. We find the elements here.
तो कलर का जो रिफ्लेक्ट इस वाले पे थोड़ा कम देखेगा, थोड़ा सा वो करना पड़ेगा.
I'll change the color, I'll change the base matrix.
देख मैं वो करता हूं.
So we find linear.
अब कहीं कहीं पे आपको इसमें पिंक पिंक लाइन दिखी होगी ऊपर में, तीन चार जगह पे है और आपको ये अक्सर ड्रेनेज के पास दिख रही है. ड्रेनेज पे एलिमेंट है. इसमें जहां जहां पे ड्रेनेज के पास ये है, ये सारी वो ड्रेनेज है आपकी जहां पे पानी रिचार्ज होगा. अभी तक इसमें काम हुआ नहीं है तो मैसूर वाले बताएंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पे चाहे रिचार्ज का नहीं बना है तो भी देयर पोटेंशियल रिचार्ज दिख रहे हैं. Like that, if you want to create any kind of a structure, the structure not for water impounding, it's going to be groundwater recharge. If any kind of a structure, so it's a high recharge zone area. What kind of work we can do in that? That we have select from our 266 work. Yes, madam. Next slide. Yes, sir. अभी थोड़ा फ्रेशर वाला करेंगे, बाद में फिर डिटेल में कर लेंगे. थोड़ा टाइम आपके पास कम है. लैंड डिग्रेडेशन अगर आपने इरोजन वाला देखा होगा, सिमिलरिटी वेयर द लैंड इरोजन वाज देयर, सम ऑफ द पैचेस डेवलप्ड लैंड डिग्रेडेशन. इट मींस दैट वी हैड a 30% erosion area, around 30%, 20% now in land degradation. This is the area we have to go multi kind of soil conservation work, CCT, deep city plantation kind of work. This is the area is highlighted for us to do the work, like in land degradation wasteland. Yes. Next.
So coming down to land use has many versions like NK land use are also there. Case one, they are created for more than 126 covered in phase one. So phase one, phase one or phase two, if your district or your panchayat is covered in that you get to all the data sets are available for you. The legend is here. The legend is too small for this particular thing, but I can
Read out the clues which are visible in Panchayat.
I'll just read out a few, or I'll just make you this I button, make use of this I button, and click on this particular thing, any pink color. If I'm clicking on a pink color, this will tell me. It should tell me the system language. This is phase two listing, phase one listing, and it is a scrub line and sparse scrub line. So this is a wasteland. So whether it is a wasteland or not wasteland, that we do find. There is a swipe option. The top screen will show you the swipe. Yeah, this is a scrub head. It shows some scrub listing and some plotting. And there are few dark yellow patches. What are these dark yellow patches? I am just clicking on this and clicking on this icon on this job to give me that result.
it says it is agricultural plantation. So you have to see into the level 2 thing or level 3 thing, whatever it is. Showing like that. So agricultural plantation. I'm just taking my house and I'm just switching it on and swiping it and I'm going to see this yellow color whether it is agricultural plantation. You see this particular dark yellow and this is taking on dark yellow. And these dark yellow patches are plantation. So this is agriculture. So likewise, there are many things. All the red color shows the habitations or agricultural land. All the green color shows your forest lands and the forest of department's land. Then the pink color shows the scrubland, which you have already seen, it is there. Then this color, what is this? Yeah, water body. So these are water bodies. Whether it is water body or not, it is a color camera. ये देखो तुम्हारा पता है अगर टाइम तो थोड़ा कम लेगी स्वाइप मत करो ज़्यादा अच्छा करो ये वाला जो है लाल वाला क्या दूसरा दूसरा लाइट लाल दिख रहा है नहीं नहीं जो दूसरा एक जो सबसे ज़्यादा दिख रहा है ये वाला है करता है हैं बिल्ड अप लाइट ओके इसको Okay. Okay. So, like, majorly thematically is now fine, and we will go to our text. Now you know. Now we know we have 266 work, 24 category, 39 work, and 26 of activity. Now we have seen slope, erosion, wasteland. कौन सी काम ले किसको कैसे याद आएगा ये सेम क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट हमने पूछा कि किसको कैसे इतना याद रहेगा बार बार वहां जा रहे हैं कैन वी डेवलप ऐसा टूल व्हिच कैन हेल्प कि मुझे सिर्फ ये बताओ कि मैं इस स्लोप में हूं इस ड्रेनेज में है तो मैं अपने काम ढूंढ लूं कहीं पे आसानी से तो दैट्स व्हाई वी डेवलप है अभी एक्सेल में है इन कमिंग वीक विल बी इन वेब एंड इट विल बी अवेलेबल इन युक्तधारा और ई सक्षम एंड वी शो दैट एक्सेल बिफोर दैट we'll go to the next stage. ये तो पता है इनको छोड़ दे इसको now you tell me what to select and this is what you do इसको हैंडल को पाऊंगा सबको उस पर चल जाए क्योंकि टाइम भी कम है तो सब लोग कभी करेंगे देखो इधर हां छोड़ दे इधर तक देखो इधर कि हाउ कुछ करने है तो करेंगे अब करना कैसे इसके प्रोसेस में ले जाते हैं नाउ अब आपके पास में 39 टाइम है 260 वर्क है अब 39 के अंदर में जैसे आपने स्लोप देखा बीच में 39 जो वर्क है आपका बंड है बंड में कितने प्रकार के काम है किसी से याद है नहीं याद है ना आप बंड पे क्लिक करिए क्लिक करो बंड ये अवेलेबल आपको इतना करा देगा कि एक्सेल में बना है देन इट्स टेस्टिंग फेज 2 हफ्ते पहले ही बना हैदराबाद के बाद इट विल बी मेड अवेलेबल टू द युक्तदार हां बंड पे क्लिक करो नाउ इन बंड यू हैव 21 वर्क दैट्स इट एक बंड क्लिक के 29 वर्क है अभी 29 वर्क का आपके पास में स्लोप है अब किसी स्लोप में हो सकते हैं 0 से लेकर 30 तक मेरे इस पंचायत में 8 से 15 का स्लोप था देन क्लिक मैनेज योर 8 to 15 now only 12 work is for me for 8 to 50 okay इसके बीच में मेरे पास है कम्युनिटी इंडिविजुअल क्लिक ऑन कम्युनिटी only 7 work I have to see community में कंस्ट्रक्शन रिपेयर क्लिक कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट 5 only 5 work I have to see and have to depict in युक्तधारा इसके बाद में आपका यहीं पे आ गया आपके इसमें रिजिस का है दिस वर्क इज इन माय मिडल आप क्लिक अगर आपका रिज वाला भी है दिस इज माय वर्क माय मिडल तो यहां पे करके मेरे पास में काम में बंड पे आ जा रहा है आप काम से इधर गए अब इधर जा रहे हैं अभी क्या है कि मैंने क्लियर कर दिया सारे को थियरी क्या बोला I don't know any how to work. Just click on 8 to 15. Click on 8 to 15 only. When I click 15, click around, I have 75 work. In 8 to 15 slope, I have a 75 type of work. Which type of work? From out of these 39, how many I have? Manage out of 39? Only 7. Only 7 work out of 30 time on 75 work. It means if my work and that float is in 8 to 15, only 75 work is eligible for me. And I will go for that. 75 के इसमें भी इसमें जाने के बाद में आपके then remove उसके बाद में मेरे पे करना ground recharge करना then कौन ground recharge मैंने this area is for actions. Now we want to the recharge. Please ground recharge. 2 work is for me for ground recharge. 14 gets flow. तो ये 2 काम ही मुझे select करने हैं. तो it is helping you for that zooming down. Then you can go like that. एक बार इसको पूरे को एक बार clear कर दो. Alt like that. Only click ground recharge because I show you the drainage and lineament. Click on ground recharge. 13 work I have for ground recharge. अब मेरा कौन सा slope था? In which slope I was? अगर मेरा slope ये है नीचे वाला सबसे नीचे वाला 0 to 1 वाला सबसे नीचे वाला. If I am in plane, I have 8 type of work. तो जिस तरह से करके then it is helping our life. And then you had an erosion wala बंद करके selection erosion मिल जाएगा. Like you were having about 30% area in erosion. Click on erosion. I have 20 work for erosion. Then which slope my village was? If I click in 0 to 8, second one is 0 to second. I had a 9 work. So that is that it will help you if you want to go from work side, if you want to जो कि मुझे recharge करना है कि erosion करना है. Both sides you can play with this.
So this dashboard is for helping you in identifying activities in the page which I show you in the next stage of
युक्त धारा में बहुत सा करने के बाद अब जैसे हैदराबाद हम लोग परेशान हुए बाद में आने के बाद क्योंकि जब आपको पढ़ा गया कि हम बहुत सारी बारिश हो रही थी डॉक्टर साहब के रूम में बैठे थे सारे के घर हाँ मुझे 3 घंटे समझा रहे हो मैं भूल गया मेरा इरोजन कहाँ उस एक्टिविटी कैसे करेंगे देन बात की इरोजन में उसको उतना ही पता हो वी हैव टू मेक आवर लाइफ इजी आई हेल्प फॉर यू तेरा चीज को हेल्पफुल ऐसा करिए ये तो जाएगा तो समझ जाते हैं नहीं समझ पाते हैं क्योंकि आपने एक्सेल लेकर फोन आ गया कहाँ मैं भूल गया इरोजन कहाँ देखा था तो इसलिए तो मैं बहुत देर में चलता है चला जाता है मेरे पास वाटर प्रोस्पेक्ट कहाँ है कहाँ पे मुझे ये करना है then I can wrote down the thing and I can select button क्योंकि उसकी देने का कोई जो wrote down करना है ना तब आपको कौन आप दो साधन सेलेक्ट करते हो I don't need to go to 66 I have to go only 10 and 5 उतनी ही मुझे जाना उसमें से मुझे क्लिक कर लेना एक तो मैं समुद्र में मछली ढूंढते रहो यहाँ से वहां जाते रहो वो नहीं जाना then if you कोई भी एक्सेल में देंगे तो डैशबोर्ड कर देंगे we are working with maybe couple of maybe by September end when you going to start work you will get this thing tab will be available your book and कोई भी available for you यहीं पे करने के बाद में तो इसका भरने का भी मैंने बीच वाला जो देख समझ पड़ता है you will get all information also yeah like when you going to start it will help you how many work you have another non another also
this is a magic
so e section it will be e section
this will be available in use okay so I am just selecting one activity from this that I am going to make I have one body in my system and I'm saying I'm going to do a sort of evaluation work for community some repair and maintenance of utility and I just submit it. So one total number of numbers that are selected 100%. Yeah, like I said, we only one part. I selected one part. And it is the thing I'm clearing out myself. Just putting some irrigation related activity and selecting a filter camera and submitting it. So 2 parts, 100% okay. Clearing out myself. I'm going to get outside transition. Going to do something like that.
क्योंकि यहाँ पे जब अपने इकट्ठा करते जाओगे तो आपको पता है कि आउट ऑफ 100 हाउ मेनी आया है ना नोनर तो देन यू कैन सॉर्ट आउट आल्सो मैं ये ज्यादा होगा थोड़ा ना नोनर नोट निकालता हूं ना वाले जोड़ता हूं तो यही सब उसके बाद यू कैन गो इनटू दैट कोई जब नहीं कर रहे हैं now if adequate quality regarding this क्योंकि मेरे को अभी से पहले पता था पहले था कि आपको ये जाता है ये आपके साथ दोबारा ऐसा नहीं है इससे रिलेटेड कुछ पूछना समझ में आ गया जो सर पहले से समझ में आ गया था जो मैं तो ओके क्या जल्दी लागू कर दो वर्क्स लाइक एक अमृत से लेके ऐसे सेशन दोबारा करेंगे कि वो ये सेशन अमृत सरोवर से कनेक्टेड नहीं रखा था ये आप लोगों को ऐसे क्लियर करने के लिए था अमृत सरोवर के लिए से कनेक्टेड ये सेशन है इधर जस्ट की अपॉर्चुनिटी आप लोग आए थे दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड हम फिर में कुछ क्वेश्चन था अमृत सरोवर भी क्या है धारा में प्लान होगा कि नहीं होगा आई वांट टू आस्क देम कि ये धारा जो वहां पे कर रहा है क्या ये करंट यहां पर होगा कि नहीं होगा तो वो भी मल्टीपल मैंने पूछने के लोग क्वेश्चन सवाल पूछने का रहा है डाउट लाइक यू मैं तो इसलिए मैं नहीं पूछ रहा हूं क्योंकि मेरे को क्लास क्लियर करने लगे आपको लिंक कर रहे हैं डोंट कनेक्ट विद अमृत सरोवर then we can discuss again when we go into then we discuss now hand over to Nidhi.